welcome to Talk Tantra to me. It is such an honor to be holding space for this divine knowledge to make its way into your ears and lifestyle. Today, I have a short sort of mini episode for you, kind of back to the basics of Tantra. I started to recognize on this podcast that I had a lot of really juicy, diverse topics, but there was a little bit of space to go into a little bit more of the basics to kind of incorporate Tantra into your day-to-day life. So today I'm going to be sharing the 3 pillars or the 3 very basic tantric tools for tapping into the present and moving life force energy. And those are breath, sound, and movement. So breath is the first tantric tool, and that obviously is just the inhale and the exhale. There is tantric breath work and lots of different breath tools that you can use to engage tantrically, but basically, in essence, breath encourages us to be present, as each inhale and exhale can only happen in the moment of now. It is innate and constant, and so much of Tantra is about presence. When we see presence as our greatest gift, we are able to expand upon our highest frequencies of gratitude and peace and bliss, and use the more low frequencies of fear and shame as an opportunity to expand, to let go of limiting beliefs that no longer serve us. When we're present with ourselves, we tap into what's happening, and we use that information to decide how to move forward in an expansive way. And breath helps us really drop in to where we're at in that moment to get very clear. To me, breath is also a really beautiful tool because we can use breath to move energy through our bodies. Oftentimes, we have, when it comes to like orgasm and pleasure, we get a lot of energy moving in our body, and it typically stays in our lower chakras, and it's like, and then we have a peak orgasm that's like short and quick and, immediate. When we use breath to guide that energy intentionally up through our chakra system and through our entire bodies, we can have extended states of pleasure. We can have full body orgasms, which are insane. We can also circulate the energy in our own bodies and with a partner. And this is called microcosmic orbiting. There's also a really great Egyptian practice called anking, where you circulate the breath within yourself, and it can make you so multi-orgasmic and have so many incredible full body orgasms. It's insane. I love it. As you can tell, I'm getting excited and talking fast. So those are some really incredible pieces of breath that have to do with pleasure, but also, breath can be really great for releasing what's no longer serving us. Maybe you recognize in that moment of presence that you feel a little bit of tension in one of your chakras or in your body, or you notice that you're breathing really shallowly because you're anxious. The breath and coming into a more full breath and imagining with your exhale that you're letting go of that feeling that isn't so high vibe can be super duper powerful. A lot of us move about our days with this like short, shallow breath. It's kind of like, and it's only really in our chest. And that's an exaggerated form of the breath, but just even as you're listening to this, be aware, are you breathing fully into your lower belly? Those full lower belly breaths are actually where you begin to relax your nervous system, and you're able to, again, be more present. The second tantric tool is sound. So sound is an incredible tool for moving energy. And again, emotion is energy in motion. So when we incorporate sound into our exhale and we express an emotion with the sound, it can be incredibly healing. Incorporating sound, whether it's listening to music and allowing yourself to feel the sounds, or making your own sounds, whether it be, sighs, moans, cries, screams, etc. All of that is able to really bring the energy, the emotion, the energy in motion through your body for a full experience and a release. Sound really encourages us to move these emotions instead of allowing the energy to get stuck in our chakra centers, which causes dis-ease in our bodies. Energy stuck in the body creates dis-ease in our energetic body, which can manifest as physical disease in our own bodies. When it comes to sound, sharing sound or expressing sounds or making noise can feel really edgy and hard for people. I'm known in my friend circle for something called the Leola sigh, because I make a lot of noise when I'm breathing. Because it feels good, because I'm letting go of what's not serving me anymore, or I'm allowing that sound to allow me to go deeper into the joy and the pleasure that I'm experiencing in that moment. But it can be very triggering for people, because from a young age, we're conditioned to shut down, to quiet ourselves, stop crying, don't be a baby, go to your room, you're being too rambunctious, you're making too much noise, you're laughing too loud, your laugh is too silly, you're snorting, like all of that stuff. So we learn to like shut down those expressions, which is really a disservice. Like, we are animals, we're meant to make noise, we're meant to be in our bodies, and that conditioning teaches us otherwise. It teaches us that it's not safe, that anyone that makes noise is crazy or not reliable or whatever, when in reality, to me, when I hear someone that's connected to their breath and is making sound with their breath, I actually feel like that's someone that is like doing their work. That's someone that is dropped into their body, is fully grounded here, and is in touch with their emotional expression. The last tantric tool is movement. To me, movement is a celebration of our bodies, which is the earthly temple of our own divine. It is such a gift for us to move and to be an expression for who we are. Movement, again, is something that, we walk around the world like almost like contractive all the time, just going through the motions in the checkout line. And when in reality, you've just gotten off a long day of work, like have a nice big stretch in the line at the supermarket. Dear God, dance, allow yourself to like step into the present. But that's another one of those things that if you see someone, doing yoga in the checkout line or at the airport or whatever, you're kind of like, who does this person think they are? But in reality, like we need that. We need so much more movement in our day, which is why I recommend everyone have a daily movement practice. It doesn't have to be crazy. It could just be going for a walk. It could be dancing. It could be doing yoga. It could be lifting weights. It doesn't matter. Just move your body. Just giving yourself permission as well to move with your emotions as well. We're, again, so frozen in our emotional expression and in our expression of pleasure. When you're in moments of ecstasy with a partner, give yourself permission to move your hips, to writhe around, to lean into what feels good or to pull away from what doesn't. Our bodies are another really great tool for communicating desire as well as consent. Other examples of using movement, giving yourself permission to step away from a person or an experience that's no longer serving you, creating space if needed, is also another really big permission of movement. So we have these three tools: breath, sound, and movement. And there are so many ways to tap into each of these, individual and together. And I just want to share my number one tool for these, incorporating all three of these, and it is dance. Dancing is amazing because it does incorporate all three of these tools. When you're dancing, you're breathing and you're often synchronizing your breath with the music. Sound, obviously you already have the sound down because you're listening to the music, but also giving yourself permission to sing if it feels alive for you and available, giving yourself permission to sigh with the joy of the swaying. And movement, if you're dancing, you're obviously moving your body, which is incredible. So I highly recommend all these three. And again, there are so many tools to dive deeper into all of them. Again, with breath, synchronizing your breath with your partner is an incredible tool. With sound, working with different tonings can be really nice for tantric meditation. And movement, there's tantric yoga. Anything can be tantric as long as you're incorporating that presence and finding a way to feel the turn on, the aliveness in it as well. So that kind of wraps up this mini episode on sound, breath, and movement. My homework for you is to be more present to all three of these tools on a day to day, and to try to invite them in despite your fear of what others might think of you. Maybe do a little dance. And also consider investing in community that is growth minded and can be supportive of you in your full expression. One of the things that I love about attending Tantra retreats and Tantra events is to be in a container where we are all equally committed to living a tantric life. And it is a completely safe space to be all that you are, to allow any of your emotions to come up and to express themselves, to allow your pleasure and desire to manifest, as well as to breathe loud. So if you're interested in checking out, some containers in which that might be possible for you, head to my website, www.talktantratome.com, and then click under the events tab. We have a few things coming up. I also definitely recommend, considering working with me as well. I have a really great course called Turned On by Life. It's self-paced and it gives you lots of opportunity to practice working with these foundations and to go much deeper into integrating this work into your life. And I also do, work one-on-one with individuals and couples, both virtually and in person. I want to express my gratitude to you, the listener. Thank you once more for opening yourself up to the idea of sacred sexuality. If this podcast resonates with you, please leave a review. And if you'd like to take an even more proactive role in awakening the collective to sacred sexuality, I'd love it if you screenshotted this podcast and shared it on your social media. And if you do so, please tag me so that I can thank you personally. With so much gratitude and love, have a sexy and spiritual day. And I'll catch you next week on Talk Tantra to Me. Ta-ta.